Whenever you're looking for a new activity, be it business or leisure, there comes a time to evaluate if that activity is the best one for you. How does it compare to other alternatives? Check out the documented facts. If you're evaluating the Amway business to see if it really is the best one for you, listen to what Amway co-founder Jay Van Andel has to say as he compares Amway to other businesses that claim to be better than Amway.
Sometimes it's a useful exercise for us to see ourselves as others see us. In the business world, sometimes it's a good idea to make a little comparison between ourselves and the competition. I'm reminded of the story of a young boy who came running into the drugstore to make a telephone call, and in his haste he forgot to shut the telephone booth door. As a result, the druggist who was standing by the counter could overhear the conversation, which went something like this. Dial the number, and the lad asked for the boss. Well, after some delay, apparently the boss came to the telephone on the other end because he began a conversation. And the boy said, "Do you need a new office boy?" Well, apparently the answer was no. And so the boy continued. He said, "Well, are you certain that you're satisfied with the office boy you have? You say you have one." And apparently the answer was yes, because the boy repeated, "Now, are you sure that you wouldn't like to change and have another office boy who could do the job better?" And the answer apparently was no. So the boy hung up and walked out of the telephone booth. And on the way out, the druggist looked at him and said, "Hey, Sonny, sorry you didn't get the job." Well, the boy said, "Don't worry, mister." He said, "I got the job. I'm the office boy over there. I was just finding out if everything's okay." And once in a while, it's a good idea to find out if everything's okay. I think we've all heard the quotation that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. If that's the case, we in Amway continue to be flattered by our imitators. Perhaps you've been approached by a plan described as better than Amway. Now, I doubt that very many of our imitators even realize when they say that how difficult it would be to achieve that goal. However, the claim continues to be made, so let's spend a little time today taking a look at that to examine the real uniqueness of the Amway business. And by so doing, I think perhaps your own conclusions will be reinforced about the uniqueness of this business and about the claims of the imitators. Let's look at the standards that those challengers would have to meet and exceed before they could say, honestly, that they are better than Amway. There's a word in the dictionary, the word unique, defined as, according to the dictionary, being the only one, or being without like or equal. I believe that truly describes Amway. Today, Amway is one of the most respected names in the personal selling business. Amway products are known around the world, both for their quality and their reliability. Amway distributors are admired everywhere for their dedication and for their love of people. Amway Corporation has become a full partner in the American business community, and it now extends to nations overseas besides. Now, how did all this happen? What would it really take to be better than Amway? Think about that. And then be prepared to carry a message back to distributors, especially those who are perhaps new and inexperienced in the business, who may be in danger sometimes of being lured into some look-alike plan that promises more but in reality produces less. In the world of Amway, you have all the best going for you right now. Others may talk, but Amway delivers. There are new indications every day that the Amway business is becoming even more attractive and successful. We see it in the number of new distributors recruited. We see it in the number reaching higher levels of achievement. An interesting illustration of how the increasing respect and awareness of Amway by the general public has come about was brought up recently to my attention just a month or so ago. Double Diamond Direct distributors Tom and Carolyn Payne, who in the past have been users of the curiosity approach, as it's been called, ran a test meeting. Now, they encouraged their distributors who were bringing guests to this meeting to invite the prospects to an Amway meeting. They specifically told them to tell everyone that this would be an Amway meeting. The result? The Paynes had the largest turnout in recent history. A similar situation took place and was reported by distributors in Montreal. I think this demonstrates that people are interested, that they are interested in Amway, and that they are becoming more and more aware of who we are and what we do and of the products we sell, and that they like what they hear. Now, how do we explain this level of interest, this enthusiastic acceptance of Amway? The answer is simply this: Amway delivers, and that message is getting around. Amway delivers to its distributors with the proven Amway sales and marketing plan. The plan, which Rich and I introduced, is still basically the same. There have been a number of improvements, additions, but nothing has been removed. There's been no subtraction. In Amway, what you have today, you can count on tomorrow. And if you've ever tried to learn what your future would be with one of our imitators, you know the significance of the integrity and the longevity of the Amway plan. The Amway sales and marketing plan has been structured to reward every distributor in direct proportion to his or her personal achievement. In Amway, a substantial income can be earned strictly from personal sales and from personal group volume. You control the basic source of your income. In Amway, we're running a business, not a numbers game. The Amway plan doesn't change from month to month at the whim of management. Recently, at a conference of New York security analysts, stock market analysts, the president of one of our larger publicly held imitators said that his company plans to up the requirements to earn one of their bonuses. He said, I quote, "They've had it pretty easy, so you begin to set that carrot out there a ways for them to reach to." Now, what kind of security would you as a distributor have with a company like that, where management changes the plan not to benefit distributors, but to satisfy the demands of the stock market for more profits and for a higher price for their stock? Amway delivers with an exclusive income preservation plan that protects distributor income from the ravages of inflation, which has become a universal malady in our country and throughout the world. We know of no other marketing plan that does so. Amway delivers with a wide-ranging personal sponsorship plan for foreign lands. In Amway, we have a cardinal rule, and that's simply this: that in our search for new international markets, we won't go unless you, the distributors, can go with us. And today that philosophy is at work. And thousands of Amway distributors in the United States and Canada are sponsoring distributors in other lands, and distributors in other lands are sponsoring distributors in the United States and Canada. Now, that's significant not only to you as distributors. We think it's significant to all of us who are concerned about the economies of our own and of our other countries that we trade with. Again, Amway's a leader in the personal selling field, in the introducing of this American innovation to a growing number of other lands. Amway also delivers with convenient regional distribution centers, and these provide direct distributors with regular delivery, with telephone ordering, with credit card convenience, and the flexibility to order as little as a case or sometimes even as little as a single unit of certain products. These products are shipped to our warehouses and our own fleets of trucks and railroad cars. And from our warehouses out, the deliveries to you are handled by specially contracted fleets to avoid all the problems of ordinary delivery and eliminate the damages and the losses that would come from ordinary cartage. And with all this, we've been able to maintain a service level, and by service level I mean the number of items that we can ship the day the order comes in on each line of the order. And our service level year after year has been between 98 and 99%. Now, there's no requirement for heavy inventory loads in Amway. You can increase your inventory only when your sales volume makes it prudent to do so. And any of you who have examined other plans know that with many of them, large inventories are not only encouraged, but mandatory. Amway also delivers with the finest management team in the personal selling business. Rich and I have augmented our own 30 years of field and executive experience, 30 years each, that is, with a middle management organization of vice presidents and directors, each one of them experts in their particular respective fields. Several of them, in fact, have come to us from direct selling backgrounds of considerable depth, and all of them together, in the aggregate, have been with Amway for a combined total of 230 years. You can depend on them. You know how they'll perform. Now, that same president of one of our larger publicly held imitators at a meeting that I referred to earlier, in which he was trying to explain why their sales volume had leveled off, said it was because of the weather, it was because of anti-protein publicity, it was because of product shortages, and listen to this. And he said it was, quote, because of management inexperience in the unusual motivation psychology of direct selling organizations. Commenting on the newness of their top management, he said, I'm one of the old timers and I've been here 3 years. It's important for you to know that the decisions which are reached by Rich and me are not influenced by the fluctuations of the stock market. They're not colored by the whims of dividend-hungry stockholders or the demands of a board of directors. These decisions have no outside influences. That same executive that I referred to earlier, when talking to the stock analysts, said, when I deliver a speech to the field, believe me, it's quite different from this speech here. We don't have that situation. Our decisions are based on our own best judgment and our experience as distributors and as businessmen, plus the recommendations of our executive management team. Amway executives are leaders in the business community. Rich is a past chairman of the Direct Selling Association, and I'm a director and past chairman of the Soap and Detergent Association of the United States. Our vice presidents and senior level staff also participate in a great many affairs of these and other trade associations. Many of you know that in May of this year I was elected vice chairman of the Chamber of Commerce of the United States, which is the largest business organization in the world. This means that I will become chairman next year, representing all of American business to not only this nation, but to all the nations of the world. Rich is a director of the National Association of Manufacturers. This kind of personal development at the highest levels of the business community reflects positively on the entire world of Amway, on your world of Amway. It's one more reason why your business is accorded the respect and the acceptance that you now enjoy. In fact, many successful Amway distributors are also becoming involved in such civic and business activities with organizations of that sort. Amway delivers with people dedicated to providing services to make your business prosper and grow. Hundreds of men and women keep our manufacturing plants here in Michigan and in California operating 24 hours a day, producing for you. A huge printing plant operating also on 3 shifts produces Amway literature, packing materials, distributed communications. We fabricate our own boxes, we make our own bottles, we make our own packaging materials, our own corrugated boxes. Distributor servicing people and sales and marketing forces are responsive to your every need. They're attentive to your suggestions, and many of your suggestions have been implemented by our staff regarding the product line, because we want to be ever and constantly attentive to you and to our customers. Our government affairs organization monitors the actions of federal, state, provincial, and local governments the world around, prepared to fight to preserve small business in a climate of regulation and new government restrictions of every sort. Amway delivers with distributor leadership unequaled anywhere. They deliver with the greatest pool of direct sales talent in the entire world. You and all the Amway distributors and all the levels of Amway distributors combined have created a pool of expertise that's the envy of the world. Home care, nutrition, housewares, commercial products. Each of these are a complete business opportunity in their own right, and they provide more opportunities to sell and more opportunities to sponsor prospects with a wide variety of product interests that would attract almost any type of individual. Amway delivers for your customers with quality products that they know and trust. In order to maintain the control necessary to maintain the quality of those products, we manufacture the great majority of them in our own factories. We operate sophisticated research and development laboratories. In fact, we have such laboratories both here as well as at our Nutrilite plants in Lakeview and Buena Park. We're adding to our product line regularly in order to give distributors more opportunities to earn additional dollars through increased sales opportunities. Now, many of our imitators have attempted to copy our products, but he who imitates must always be a follower, not a leader. We've never been satisfied that Amway products should be carbon copies of someone else's. We want our products, in order to bear the Amway label, to be truly unique in the features that they offer to our customers. Perhaps the most important thing that Amway delivers, however, is integrity. You know, it may not be in vogue nowadays, in some quarters at least, but at Amway, our word is our bond, and we've always done business that way. I was reminded the other day that we have built tens of millions of dollars worth of buildings at the world headquarters at Amway with a contractor who's worked for us for 19 years, and we've never had a written contract. We simply agree between us with our word. Amway has a code of ethics and rules of conduct based on the Golden Rule. Of course, anyone can enunciate such rules and regulations. It's not printing them that counts. It's how you observe them and how you follow them. And you know how that's done at Amway. We spell out the enforcement procedures and carry them through all the way with the protections that we have to make certain that no one could possibly be a victim of injustice, but nevertheless that our rules and regulations are observed. Amway has a further commitment to new customers, new prospects and retail customers as well, and that, of course, is our guarantee. It's a very simple statement that says if you don't like our products, just tell us and we'll give you your money back, or we'll give you another product of equal value, or we'll give you a cash-in value against another product if you want to buy, whatever you wish. We extend that even to the sales kit for new distributors. Tell me of another company that's so committed to maintaining its reputation for integrity in the marketplace. Now, these are some of the ways that Amway delivers for you and your customers, but most of what I've discussed is the tangible side of Amway. And like the tangible parts of a mighty oak, the trunk, the limbs, branches, in such the same way, the Amway sales and marketing plan, the in-house manufacturing capacity, the millions of dollars in research and development each year, the hundreds of acres of plant space under a roof and under farmland for production, the superior management team, the outstanding product line. Each one of these are tangibles in the Amway business. The intangible parts of a tree are the roots that we cannot see and the chemical processes that are taking place inside the roots and inside the trunk, the branches. The intangibles at Amway are many. It's a company that's committed to people. The people who work there, the people who sell our products, and the people who use our products. The world of Amway provides an unspoken sense of security and independence for people who know where they want to go and believe that hard work will get them there. Amway is a family affair. You know that a business could start out part-time to give mother some extra income and can evolve into a full-time distributorship involving not only husband-wife partnership, but also eventually involving the kids to give them their first taste of free enterprise and a full family business. There's a certain vitality in this Amway family that's really and truly intangible. You've all heard it said, I know they are Amway distributors because they're always smiling. And the other day someone said to me, you know, Amway is youth. You never feel more than 25 even if you're over 80. Integrity, vitality, youth, enthusiasm. These are some of the intangibles that keep this Amway business growing. They're the characteristics that our imitators have been unable to duplicate in any way. Oh, you'll hear their come on. Get in on the ground floor, they'll say. But I've always thought that a ground floor opportunity has some inherent difficulties with it because somehow it implies that it won't be as good for those who come in later on. So what's the future for a business that goes downhill? Amway has never had a ground floor that was better for those who got in early. Amway gets better for all each year. I've heard it said that envy provides the mud that failures throw at success. Well, you are to be envied. You are successful. And so the next time you see somebody throwing mud, be prepared to demand some comparisons. Talk about the Amway standards that have made our world the envy of so many, and the dream that is possible for all those who are willing to earn it. Make no mistake, we welcome competition, honest competition. In fact, the Amway sales and marketing plan was adopted because Rich and I felt that this was the way that we could compete with the giants of the detergent industry. Competition inspires innovation. We all know that. Innovation in product development, innovation in manufacturing techniques, and innovation in marketing. Competition is a basic tenet and a basic necessity of the free enterprise system. Testimony to the competitive nature of the Amway business can be found in the decision of the Federal Trade Commission's administrative law judge in the Amway case. After 9 years of intensively looking at the Amway business, subjecting it to a microscope from all sides, right side up and upside down, and every way they could look at it, finally, when it was brought to a full hearing before the judge found very little to criticize. Now, we're pleased that after all the time and effort that the Federal Trade Commission staff has put into their examination of Amway, the administrative law judge has found that ours is a competitive business that plays by the rules and offers opportunity to distributors and good value to customers. In fact, let me quote from the findings of the administrative law judge. There was 142 pages, I believe, and I'm not going to go through all that, but I think there is one important paragraph that's of interest to you. He said, the Amway sales and marketing plan is not a pyramid plan. Furthermore, he said, in less than 20 years, Amway has built a substantial manufacturing company and an efficient distribution system which has brought new products into the market, notably into the highly oligopolistic soap and detergent market. He goes on to say, consumers are benefited by this new source of supply and have responded by remarkable brand loyalty to Amway products. Furthermore, he says, the vertical restraints by which Amway has achieved this entry, avoiding conventional retailing through grocery stores by direct selling, he says these vertical restraints are reasonable. We consider the findings of the Federal Trade Commission to be supportive of our belief that ours is an honest and fair business operating in accordance with the principles of the free enterprise system. We hope that other companies in the direct selling business will offer the spirited challenges which foster competition. We welcome them because we know that the Amway team is the best. And therefore, we're confident that we will excel in whatever areas we choose to compete. Last year, we commissioned an outside research organization to examine our business in the personal sales field, the personal sales concept. They conducted a nationwide survey with over 1,000 people whom they contacted in person and sat down with them and went into in-depth interviews, not just one of these little quickie interviews you get in the mail, but real in-depth interviews. Some of these people were Amway customers, some were people who had been Amway customers, and some were people who had never purchased Amway products. We intentionally wanted to get sampling from each group of people. You may have heard some of their findings. The fact that almost 2/3 of those who had used Amway products but who are not using them now would buy them again if only someone would contact them. Or that the vast majority of those who had used our products found them to be as good or better than other products they'd used of the same kind. The survey also told us that the personal selling market is a viable business opportunity for untold numbers of people. Most of those surveyed said they liked buying in their homes. They enjoyed the custom service given by Amway distributors. And of course, they will continue to avail themselves of such a service as long as there's someone to offer it. Other studies have shown the tremendous brand loyalty of the Amway customer to our products and the success of our marketing plan in competition with the major manufacturers in our industry. In addition, we know that our market share is significant. And the success you've experienced in your Amway business really is only just the beginning. This isn't the time, I don't believe, to rest on our laurels. This isn't the time to straighten the pictures on the wall. It's not the time to relax. This is the time that I think we ought to resolve to do more, to seize this tremendous momentum which we have in Amway in all the countries in the world in which we are operating, the momentum that is just incredible, to seize it and to thereby double and triple your business. You've got the quality products, you've got the customer loyalty, you've got the finest service, you've got the integrity of the Amway sales and marketing plan, full force of the Amway Corporation behind you, and I guess the rest finally is up to you. I'd say let's take on the competition. Let's respond to the imitators. Let's go after all those millions of prospects that are out there with the full knowledge that we are the best. Because you do have all the best going for you. Remember, while others may talk, Amway delivers, and we have the record to prove it. Together, we've got it all.
The information on this cassette is protected by copyright, and all rights are strictly reserved. Duplication or reproduction in whole or in part is prohibited without written consent of Amway Corporation.